Guys, good morning. Today we're looking at our chart on the volatility indexes, which are the synthetic indices, and we'll be starting up with volatility is 75. Sorry, I've not really dropped any video for the past few days because I've been having challenges with my screen recorder. I think I'm currently working on it, and hopefully it's gonna get better before next week. And of course, it's a weekend, so we'll be looking at the volatility indexes, the synthetic indexes, instead of our usual currencies like the pound, dollar, and gold. Okay, on synthetic index, we'll be starting with volatility 75. And in case you don't really know which broker gives offer this volatility 5, it's actually Deriv. You can get their link in the description. I've dropped a link in the description for you to register. It's actually available 247 even on weekends. You can actually trade it. As you can see, currently it's currently trading, and you can actually trade it on weekends and even public holidays. And I don't think it's actually affected by any fundamental or it's just a technical. And if a technical plays as well, you're definitely going to make it in synthetic. That said, let's dive into today's analysis. But then on synthetic 75, I did it last night before going to bed. But fortunately, I woke up and the trade was already in loss. Why? Somebody say why? Why? Okay, anyway, that said, the trade was in loss. Actually, I'm going to share what really happened to that my trade. Okay. So I'm going to show what really happened to my trade. Okay, I think I can cancel this so I can change time frames. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm sure most of you actually know how I place my trade now. All I do is mark the recent structures, and of course I use the 4-hour chart for that as a day trader. So here is the recent low. Okay, here is a recent low. Let me increase it a little. Okay, then of course here is a recent high. Now this is supposed to be the recent high which I took yesterday, but fortunately it was broken, so then this becomes our recent high. I'm going to explain the trade I took last night that actually got me in loss when I woke up this morning. Okay, so following that, we go down to our lower time frame, which is the 1-hour chart. And on the 1-hour chart, you can actually see this trade are really playing out well. So let's adjust this to mark to at least touch what's it called to at least two steps. So let's mark it this way. So it's reacted there too. Now we can go to our entry time frame, which is the 15 minutes charts. Now on the 15-minute chart, you can see the market is actually very clear here, and this was the trade actually that took me out yesterday. Now in this trade, actually, I entered the trade somewhere around here, which is after the formation of this candlestick. I entered somewhere around here with my target right here, and of course my stop loss was below this previous low right here. Let me just adjust it. So let me take this up. Okay, my stop loss was below this, but unfortunately you can see what the market did. The market actually came down, touched my stop loss, and of course took me out of. I think my stop loss was actually just below here, and it was somewhere around there. Where my stop loss was. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. So you can see the market actually took me out, and that was really what happened on this. When I woke up, I see the markets. But first, I opened the charts on the system. I noticed the market was having an uptrend. I was taking, but I was on profit. Just want to go back to my phone and realize I was already taken out of the markets. As you can see, the market actually will move in my direction. So assuming that I was awake, I would have really entered when the market gave me this particular entry again. You can know this was just what's it called, the volatility. This was just liquidity washing out early entries like what actually did. So this was really what happened right here. So I would have entered maybe somewhere around here or somewhere around there again, because this was the zone I marked out at my previous structure on the H4, which I know is definitely going to be respected. And I can see it's actually got respected, but though we didn't make profits from it. So today, what am I looking at? Let's not focus on what I'm looking at today. Now going back to the H4, these zones are, let me remove these let me move the entry. So this is actually still valid. So what I've expected is a break below this or a break above this. Now I can see first that actually volatility 75 has been on downtrend, which is on a downtrend for a long period of time, and currently seems as if it's currently in the range. You can actually zoom this right here. You can zoom it right. You can see that it's somehow in a range right here. So what I'm going to do is take it back to the H4. So is it going to break below this? If actually break below this, then I look for a sell down to this previous zone. But then if it breaks above it, breaking above it, so that means somewhere around there will be my next target. So let's go back to the H 15 minutes time. Let me make it a bit simpler and a bit clearer. Okay, so so let me just take this together to make it a bit sharper. Okay, so now what I'm expecting is a break above this zone, a retest, and of course a continuation. That's what I'll be expecting. Or if I can get a break below this, the maximum below this, a retest, then a continuation. That's what I was supposed to be expecting. So this is actually my zone. Remember, this is like a range the market is currently moving. So if it's going to maybe get to this level, which is get to this particular level right here, if it gets and shows signs of the market is showing right now, but I'm not going to trade it until it gets below this or above this. That is when I'm likely to look for entry, except it touches this my entry and I start seeing something like this being formed right again. I can go short on it. My first target here. If it breaks below a retest, then I can continue short to the market. So that's that for the 75 index. So let me go to 75 1 second. Now for 75 1 seconds, it's actually I've been following a very good partner and I feel I'm actually very much interested in. Though not really too clear, but then I think I'm actually interested in it because it's actually a bit easy to analyze. Now you can see these my recent structures. So just take it down to my H4. Let me confirm that it's touching at least 2 weeks or two. Okay, yeah, you can see it on the 1 hour chart. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 right here. Good. So that means this structure is actually valid. So you can go to our entry time frame, which is the 15 minutes chart. All right. So what am I expecting? Almost similar still. So my eyes are on this, breaking above this, a retest, then continuation. So, and of course, a break below this, a retest, and of course, a continuation. So that's that for 75. It's almost similar to that of just 75. And this is 75 1 second. So it's somehow similar. So that's just what I'm looking at. If you're going long, this is going to be the next target, which is the next high. This is the next same high. So this is going to be the next target. And if you're going short, I think there is a lot you can actually do right here. This is around here. This is the next low we could be having right here. So this is the next low, and if that book get broke soon, you can still go ahead to take this out. So that's that for 75 1 second. So let's go to boom 500. For boom 500, I'm actually currently in a long trade on boom 500. Remember, this is not really a financial advice. I'm not saying you should trade it the way I'm currently trading it. It all depends on you. If you really want to take it, fine. And if you don't want to take it, you can still go well to do your own analysis to confirm before going long. This is not in any way a financial advice. This is just me telling you how and what actually I'm seeing currently in the market. So a recent low, and of course recent high. Remember, this is not currencies, this is synthetics, meaning it's available on Saturday, on weekends, on public holidays, and is offered by Derive or Derive. I think that is Derive or is Derive. Actually, their description, their link is actually in the description. You can do well to register with them, and of course, they have one of the best leverage, and their spread is actually one of the tightest still. Now going on boom 500, this is actually the trade I'm currently in. Remember, I'm not saying you join. I'm not saying it's necessary that you join. It's my target, and and of course my stop loss is below this recent low right here. Yeah, that's the trade I'm currently in. I think that should be around 2.16 visible ratio. So this is the trade I'm currently in. So you can actually join if you want to. or that, you can just run analysis to check it out. Otherwise, you can still wait for a break above this. Remember, the boom 500 has been on bullish trend for a long time. It's really answering to this, the boom. It's really booming. So it has boomed. So wait for it to boom this way. Of course, it tests, then a continuation confirms that it's ready to continue booming. So if it doesn't want to boom and it wants to crash, like crash, we should be going to next. They can wait for days. Make sure it takes me out though. Make sure it takes me out here. Make sure it takes me out. Once it takes me out, good. Then wait for a test, then continuation. So once it takes me out, you should be making money. Alright. So of course you can join me to check this out on your personal trades. That's it. Let's go to the next one, which is going to be still 500, but it's going to be crash now. Let's check if it's going to crash or it's also going to give us boom, 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 boom. Somebody say boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen on crash. Let's go to the H4 as usual. I think H4 crash actually made me some money yesterday, which was around this zone. I think I was long on this before. That was before breaking here. Yeah, I think so. So this is a recent low. Okay, so let's go. I'll show you the trade actually took yesterday on this. Now, then the trade actually took yesterday was somewhere around here. So the trade I took, I think it was somewhere around here. Not here, I think somewhere after this candle. I think somewhere around there. Then I had a target, a very short trade. This was the trade I took, somewhere around here. Yes, this is what I took. Now, someone asked me, how did I really know that this zone is going to be respected? Remember, this was not from yesterday, but if we check previously, you can actually see a zone around there that's actually marked out. Yeah, good. This is it. So this was actually where I marked out that the markets, you can see it's this zone. So that I just marked out, the markets got there. I was seeing that signs of low momentum then. Of course, I saw the boost coming in, and that's why I entered the markets. And of course, that gave me that. So let me just remove that from that. Let me click this and remove this. Then let's go back to today. So marking these two zones, let's see what's gonna happen. With a break above this structure, likely the market likely to continue moving bullish, but then the stop loss is definitely too wide. So we wait for a retest of this zone, because if you're entering this right now, if you're entering somewhere here, then stop loss around here, then take profit is definitely going to be at least 1 to 2 somewhere around here, or something like this. Still okay. But if you can actually take, you can check your chart. If you can take this trade, fine. Remember, your stop loss should be at least below this rejection right here. So if you check it and the loss is not too much for you, you can go ahead and take it. Sorry, let's just say you can go ahead. You can actually do an analysis before taking it. All right, so that's it. That's going to be that for crash 500. I'm trying to make the video as short as possible so we don't have to stay here forever. So let's go to boom 1000. Boom 1000. I think I'm currently on. I think yeah, on the buy side. Yeah, I'm currently on the buy side. Okay, so let's mark it out again. On this, so recent, I mark this as a recent low, and the recent high, I mark this as recent high that just got broken. This was the buy, so it was somewhere around here above. And why did I take it? Let me just explain why I took this trade. Let me explain why actually I took this trade. Now this was my previous zone that I marked as my previous low. If we check it on the 15 minutes, it was touched more than even I think 3 or 4 times. So I marked that as my zone. This is my recent low. Let me go back. I think it was touched somewhere here. I think so. I think it was touched. Yes, it was touched somewhere here. So when the market came back to it around there, then I saw this buy side. I decided to go long. I went long from that from somewhere around here. Then I had this target right here. And my stop loss was very tight. So that was really what I did with that. So let's focus on today. Now the market is currently showing us signs of momentum again. So I think the next trade I'll be entering after this trade is something around here. Let me check the I'll actually calculate my stop loss. Then my stop loss is going to be below this rejection, this minor rejection here. Then I target 1 to 3. So I'll be entering this trade immediately after this video right now. So I'll be doing that. So you can go where to actually check it with me to see if you're gonna be in profit or gonna be in losses. And if you happen to be in loss, no problem. Wait for the market to get below this, break this below, a retest, and of course a continuation. Remember, until I'm lost, until I'm losing. So that means when I lose, you should be thinking of making money once it gets broken below this zone. And finally, let's go to our final one. So I'm trying to rush so we don't have to stay here forever, catch 1000. And remember, I said if you're not used to this, offered by Derif, you can join the broker. Their link will be in the description for you to open your own, what's it called? Your own account with them. And of course, they actually have the Derif virtual accounts where you can actually have a virtual trade or what you call demo trade to check out their their trading experience before you finally join them. So on Cash 1000, you marked out these two zones and it's currently here. So that means we're having a buy state already because it's actually expected. These are expected somewhere from here. A minor, what's it called? A fake breakout, a continuation, rejection, and of course it's currently there. So let's do our entry time frame. So on the entry time frame, no, I'm not seeing. I don't think I'm seeing any. I'm not entering, I'm not trading this. No, I'm not seeing any good confirmation right here. Assuming this just comes from somewhere below this and closes inside this and wait for a bullish candle to form, but that didn't happen. So I'm not going to be trading this. Let me look for my trade opportunity. If there's any at all, remember it's not every time we get trade opportunities. And of course, I don't think I'm really too comfortable with the charts. I think I believe in what's it called? Cash 1000 for today. I'm not trading anything. It's not looking just to trade before my liking. So for Cash 1000, I'm not trading on this. Yeah, so that's it. That's going to be the end of our trade for today. Don't forget the comment section belongs to everyone. You can drop a comment about my analysis, what you think is wrong, what you think is right, and which would like me to check out next. And of course, as I said earlier, if you don't know this particular pairs, they're actually synthetic indices offered by Derive or Derive, of which a link will be in the description for you to open accounts with them. And of course, if you do that, definitely you'll have access to all these and more. They have several other assets you can actually trade even on weekends without being affected by any fundamentals. Oh, that said, that's going to be the end of today's analysis. And of course, don't forget trade alert to be dropped uh, randomly once you get to a particular situation of great interest, and they are allowed to be dropped there. And of course, that being on the YouTube and of course on the TikTok account. That said, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please do it to hit the subscribe button and don't forget the bell icon so you get notified. And of course, if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you hit the follow button. And if it's on Facebook, don't forget to also follow. That said, see you guys in the next alert video. Have a lovely day and please try your best to make sure you don't risk more than you can afford to lose.